Hi, I'm Navah Asner. I'm the founder of the Ed Asner Family Center. Did you know that we have counseling services here at the center? And our goal is to not send families away based on their ability to pay. This is my mental health director. Hi, I'm Navah Asner. I'm the founder of the Ed Asner Family Center. Did you know that we have counseling services here at the center? And our goal is to not send families away based on their ability to pay. This is my mental health director.
Hi, I'm Krissa Saad. I'm the licensed marriage family therapist, and we have availability for telehealth sessions. We also take insurance and private pay sliding scale. So please give me a call at 818-855-2199.
Take advantage of this wonderful opportunity. Call us today.
Okay.
Today Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday.
No, today's
Center at
Friday.
Home welcome to Center at Home, episode
Welcome.
23. We had a little bit of a hiccup in the beginning there because, well, it's one of those days. We haven't been here for 2 weeks, and now we're here.
Look at our boring background.
And yeah, our background is
We're not
boring.
in Hawaii today.
Oh, wait, I'm going to put us in Hawaii. See, you take a little break.
No, there is
take
no
a
break.
little break.
There is no break
And,
for us.
no, I
today.
know, but we took a break from the show, and that's what happened.
Or
So
we could be in
let's
SpongeBob.
find Hawaii. Where do we want to be today?
Well, I mean,
Are we in a
should we be in-
SpongeBob mood?
kind of.
Really?
We haven't slept in a week.
So we'll be like Krabby Patty. Do we want to do that?
Yeah, we can.
It's
We'll
eating my
pretend
head.
we're
It's eating
Clancy.
part of my head.
We can pretend we're Clancy today.
I'm going to go to Hawaii. We're going to go to Hawaii. There we go. We're in Hawaii. Okay? We're in Hawaii.
I'm taking that literally, by the way.
Well, welcome to
Happy
Center
Friday.
Home. Happy Friday. We're here
Very
today.
special Friday.
It's a very special
Yeah,
Friday.
for us Jews like myself,
Yes.
it's a very, very holy weekend, and it's we just got
I'm a
through.
Jew too.
Not like I am, though.
No, I am not a Jew like you, but
No.
I am a Jew.
And no, honestly, we just got through a wonderful, sweet New Year of Shana Tova, and
Yes.
now we're getting ramping up to
Little honey, a little apple.
Yes, we're ramping up to Yom Kippur on Sunday. Erev Yom Kippur starts Sunday night for those who fast. An easy fast to you all,
Definitely not
like
one of my
myself,
favorite
not Matt
holidays.
Asner.
Well, any holiday where you don't eat is not a good.
Well, you
holiday.
eat before the fast, and then you really eat to break your
Okay.
fast.
All right.
Those of us who fast.
I fast. I've been fasting the last couple of years. I have. Yes, I have. So busy times right now. We've got a lot.
We've had a crazy week. Does everyone must know by now that we have a new baby in our Brady
Now,
Bunch.
be careful, because that's
I
misleading.
snap back.
That's
snap back
It's a
really
little
quick.
misleading. We
I
have
snap back.
a new
We have a new baby. She's a
A
baby.
new
She's our
resident
baby
at the casa.
at the Brady Bunch of Autism.
And at the center.
has a new child, and her name is Panda Girl. Do you have a picture of Panda?
And Rose.
Well, we're going to
no, I
introduce
don't.
Panda on our Tuesday show.
So tune in on Tuesday.
Chris and I are going to talk about the benefits of canine companions,
That's right.
and we're going to have a very special special needs mom on, who's a good friend of mine. Dawn Hamilton is going to join us, and Dawn is going to be talking about the incredible experience that her family has had with canine companions and supporting her daughter Emmy.
Cool. Well, you'll love Panda. She's a sweet angel, and she's really adorable. You'll love her.
She is.
She's
But for anybody who's ever done this, crate training is not for the faint of heart. And everyone always says it's like a newborn. None of my newborns were like that. They were all much better.
good. Well,
I got a lot more sleep with my newborns.
frankly, I'm the one getting up at
I'm-
night. So
I'm there with you.
really,
I
Are
am
you?
there.
Really?
I'm not
Really?
there. I'm there. It's
the one-
interrupted sleep.
I'm the one going
You're
outside with a
physically
baseball
going
bat.
outside, but
I'm a weirdo.
yeah, because we have
Coyotes.
coyotes.
So we have this little dog on a leash. I don't want to,
Oh, yeah.
I've heard a lot of
that
horror
happens
stories,
all the time. The coyotes come and they just grab the dog
So
and
I take a bat with me. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if anybody saw the video that I posted last year, but there was a mountain lion, and it was the largest mountain lion I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
And it was going around a valley neighborhood that just so happened to be our
It
neighborhood
was actually
and
right
our
across the
street.
right across the street from us.
And it was the biggest mountain lion I think I've ever seen in my entire life. So they never caught that mountain lion. So we always think like if they can get
I
that
think
close,
no?
this thing was feet away.
Yeah, it was-
so if you're walking down the path with Pandy, that of course. you
And
can
now
grab
with all
it.
the fires going on and all that,
Yeah,
there's a
they're
lot of
flushing
chaos.
them
A lot of
out.
chaos in the wildlife. So another really exciting thing at the center, our fish are having babies.
Yes, you're
And I'm
very
sorry,
excited.
that I'm excited about.
And
So,
this is coming from a man where when I said, one of our counselors is a fish expert and he's going to help us, he's going to maintain the fish tanks, which is the biggest issue really of having a tank, is having somebody good who can maintain them and
I was a little worried
take care
about
of
it.
them. And Matt's like,
Little doubtful.
absolutely not.
I don't
And
know.
now you're obsessed.
No, I am obsessed. I love the fish. I feed them and I take care of them and
And I love them.
sometimes I feed them too much and that's not a good thing.
Yeah, he's killed them
'Cause
with
then it's like-
kindness.
Otto, in that whole story.
I don't think Otto actually died though. in
No,
that
no,
book.
he didn't,
You've
but-
killed a few of
Well, that's the
your-
thing though. In real life, your fish die when you feed them too much.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
They don't get
So
as
that
big
was
as a pool.
a cautionary tale.
Okay.
Fish out of water was a cautionary tale
Got it.
of feeding
One of
your
my
fish too much.
favorites.
So, so we were gonna have Chelsea on, but she is not available today. So we're gonna like do our Hollywood moment.
Yeah.
And what
We're
do we,
going to be,
I'm shaking.
I can't help it.
what do we have?
This is what happened when you put a person with
I know.
severe ADHD behind a table.
What do we have for movie night this week? It's Airplane and it's a movie off. It's Airplane and
Shelby? Shelby, are you out there?
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
It's Airplane
Shelby
and
heard
Spaceballs.
me. Thank you.
Airplane and Spaceballs. So
I don't
that's
think I've ever seen Spaceballs.
movie chat. Movie chat is on Saturdays at 7:00. And all you need to do to join us is you need to watch the movies. That's the first thing you need to do. And the second thing you need to do is email Shelby at teafc.org and say, hey, let me into the movie chat. And she'll let you into the movie chat. It's that easy. And it's fun.
It is an 18 and over social event.
It is.
And the reason why is because it's really, it's a movie club, but it really has become a social event for our teens and adults.
There's some adult themes.
And yeah, and they get very, it's a very open table discussion, and this group has become very close, but they're always welcoming in new participants, and it's wonderful, and it gives you something to look forward to. These are the times when we really need social interaction, and I know from hearing from all of our community that there really isn't a special needs family who isn't being affected by this prolonged uncertainty. We had some friends, I have some very close friends where, their kids are regressing, they're acting out, and they're acting out in ways that they haven't seen since they were really little kids. And it's hard for everyone. It's exhausting. So
That's a
I
good
feel for
segue.
all of you moms. I know that, yeah, it's actually, it really is, because it's affecting our sleep. It's affecting our families. And, these kids are not appropriately created to do online learning day in, day out. They need more support. That's the whole crux of these, what our community needs. And we're not getting that support, and the parents are not able to do the things that they're asked to do, Matt and I included. So,
And one of the things we do here at the center is we do counseling services. So if
I'm
you're
not getting
having
emotional. I just have the worst allergies.
if you're
ever.
having trouble, if you want to talk to someone,
Right.
and it's okay to want to talk to someone, please give us a call. I'm going to put the information up right now. Give Chris a call or email, and let her know that you want to see someone. We have some incredible therapists here.
Krista has really created an incredible team, and each therapist is individual in their specialty. So we even have a male therapist, which is extremely hard to find in this community.
From Hawaii.
From Hawaii, who gets extra bonus points, Lara, in my opinion. And but it's not just counseling is not just for Aviva's coming on next, and she's making me laugh. Counseling is not just for the special needs individual. It's for the caregivers. It's for the grandmothers. It's for the typical siblings. It's for anybody in the family unit who needs extra support. And there is not one family member who we've ever had to turn away based on their inability to pay. So call us, please, and get some help. I mean, there's no time like now. There's no time like now to get some extra help.
We're waiting to hear from you.
Aviva's making faces at me
She is.
in the waiting room.
Oh my God. That's just because she's off camera and she can't.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do the news now, or we can do the news after Aviva. What do you want to do?
Let's bring Vivian, because she's going to make faces at me.
So, and one of the great things about
introducing.
one of the great things about today and having Aviva on today. Hello, Aviva.
There's
Hi, everybody.
Having Aviva on today is that it is Daughter's Day.
National.
It's National Daughter's Day. So happy National Daughter's Day, Aviva.
Thank you. I don't know what that
To
means.
our only daughter.
You did all the work, though. I was just put in this situation. Can you guys hear me okay?
Hold on, Nani. Say that. Okay, wait, lower yours all the way.
No, but you can't do it.
What?
So
just lower yours for 1 second. Say that again.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Can you lower yours all the way?
Say that.
No, but it's delayed. So, Aviva,
Sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
Stay on camera for a minute. We'll be right back.
Technical difficulties.
Can you hear me?
Can you guys see me okay?
Hey. Okay, let's
see
start
it?
from the beginning.
When in doubt.
Happy National Daughter's Day
Yes.
to our only girl.
Thank you. I was just saying that you did all the work. I was just put in the situation. I had no choice. For your daughter. It's all you, girl.
Well, it's a big deal for us because we have 5 stinky boys and only 1 girl.
Yeah.
And I always tell people you're just like me because I'm the only girl and I have 8 stinky brothers. So you know what I dealt with almost. Not really though.
We definitely get each other on that.
Yeah.
level.
And I get both of you, so that's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. So, but that's not why we're here. That's not why we're
No. Now let's put on our serious hats.
Yeah. So we have lots of.
Welcome. Oh,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say we wanted to welcome Aviva Pasquitz, the art director of the Ed Asner Family Center, and today Aviva is going to talk about what's the exciting news in September. Actually, technically October, because Aviva's first class is October 4th. What is the first Sunday? Sunday, October 4th. So we're going to have 2 in-person classes. Our first one starts September 30th, which is a Wednesday combo class of Aviva and our amazing music therapist, Judy Langdon. But Aviva's here today to talk about all things art with Aviva, all things art with Aviva. And that's on Sunday at 11:30 to 1 p.m.
Yep, right in the middle of the day, a nice way to relax after a long week of hopefully staying safe inside.
Yeah, and so, but we wanted to have the classes a little bit longer, so it's a 90-minute class. And tell us some of the things that people might be doing in all things art with Aviva on Sundays.
Okay, it's going to be so much fun. These past year and a half in the center have been just like loose crafting, very open-ended projects. But this year, I'm really hoping to like make it a lot more structured in like a loose kind of way, you know, obviously open-ended, hoping everyone's making art from their heart, you know, but also learning new different styles of art. Every single class is going to be focusing on a different style, famous artists that we might try and recreate in their kind of style. And my favorite part, seasonal crafts, which is going to be so fun. Hopefully in this month of October, we can be making some really cool haunted houses or some cool paper mache pumpkins, lots of cool decorations for your house. It's going to be everything. I wish it was every day of the week so we can be having more projects.
I think a lot of kids wish it was every day of the week. And the sad part is that we can only house a very few participants in order to keep it safe and structured to the COVID guidelines. So exactly. I definitely think, you know, if you guys are excited and interested in doing a safe in-person class on Sundays, sign up today, because this class is going to have a waiting list and we only have a very few spots left.
We have created the classroom in a way that everyone is going to be having their own desk separated by a plexiglass wall. So everyone will also be masked. Materials will always be cleaned. Everyone's going to have their own set of materials for that certain project every day. There will be no passing paintbrushes all around, even though I really do enjoy that part of the communal part of the art room. You could be like, hey, you look like you're having fun over there. I love that color that you're using. Can I use that color after you? But, you know, we've got more than enough materials to make sure that everyone is set and prepared and ready to craft it up.
Well, cool. So now when do we start this? When is this happening? And how can people sign up for it?
Yeah.
Well, I want to remind people. Maybe they were snoozing. I was getting my news back up and letting you take that.
Okay, go ahead. When are we starting our all things art with Aviva?
I need to know. I need to
Okay, Matt wasn't on the train yet when we were.
I'm on the train now.
It's going to be the first Sunday of October.
Yes.
So that's the easiest way to remember it. Like first Sunday of October. We're starting off the spooky season with our crafty hands and minds.
Okay, and how can people sign up? Did you guys say that?
Yeah, we did. All right. This is what happens when you get older. He's getting older, everyone. I mean, let's all give him a break.
No, Matt, come on. Everyone has their off moments. It's okay.
It's definitely an off moment for me. But we had a crash and I had to get everything back up. So I did successfully. So I succeeded in that part of this.
So next Friday, we're going to talk to Judy about the combo class, which is, I'm not even going to begin to talk about it because it's going
to be incredible.
It's incredible. And it's unlike anything I've ever seen in the special needs community. It's really unique. But I think All Things Art with Aviva on Sundays is a class that some of the younger kids can appreciate. It is ages 10 and up. But it's more hands-on. It's more
well, I mean, it's
more loose and unstructured. Right. So it might be.
We're going to be able to have every single project is any ability is able to do it. You know, and we will also cater to the participant. You know, if some things are trickier for the other person, we have so many materials, and together I think that's also like a really great way to practice kind of like working around what we've got and what we have available to us, and just like kind of just tweaking the project a little bit so that everyone can enjoy it too.
And for all our friends who are not able to join us on Sundays or Wednesdays, Sundays or Wednesdays, we can actually have fun on Saturdays and on Tuesdays.
No, Wednesday.
Sorry, Saturdays and Wednesdays.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I'm having trouble here. Saturdays and Wednesdays are Art with Aviva. She does arts and crafts on Saturdays, and she does character drawing on Wednesdays. I got it. And then on Mondays we have Music with Judy. So these two wonderful,
our new amazing Robin Olive and
yes,
Straight Up Abilities doing the most amazing fun hip hop dance party Tuesday at 4. But I'm so glad that you pointed out that we're really making sure that all of our participants are safe. Everyone has their own materials. All materials are given fresh, and we're really following the same guidelines with enrichments that we did with our camp. And our mini camp was safe and wonderful, and nobody had any issues, thank God. And it's the same, we're continuing, because who knows how long we're going to be like this. And so we have to flex. We have to, like Pocahontas, she goes down the river. We have to continue with our supporting the community in any way we have to do this. And this is the most important thing, that the kids have something to look forward to in person. Right now, only twice a week, but God willing, we can expand that once we make the other rooms a little more COVID safe. We want to make sure our participants are safe, and we've done it in a way where we can do this. It's very small class. Don't miss out. Sundays, all things art with Aviva. Sign up. Shelby at asnerfamilycenter.org for more information. Or you can write to me, Navah at asnerfamilycenter.org if you have any questions, or Aviva at asnerfamilycenter.org. Aviva has an H in it. Most Avivas are spelled without an H.
Most Navahs
are spelled without an H. We got the extra Hashem. H for Hashem. So thank you so much, traveling so far to join us, Aviva.
Yes.
Pocahontas would say.
Happy Daughter's Day.
Have a wonderful weekend.
I'll see you guys soon.
Yes, Pandy misses you.
Miss you, Panda.
And we love you, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Art Director Aviva Paskowitz. Happy National Daughters Day again.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Well, so there we go. So I really, you really dug me out of that one. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I don't know what's going on with my head.
I'm propping you up.
Yeah, you are. You're saving me from myself.
So I think it's, again, I keep saying the same thing, but our kids are really feeling this pandemic, this shut in, this change of their normal routine. Our kids need routine. So even this tiny little influx of social interaction is so important to our kids. And I call everyone kids, even our 43-year-old participant. So if you can, please sign up today. I know I'm going to have to say to a lot of families, you're going to be on a waiting list, but then that means that we'll figure out a way to have a third day. So
and
sign up today.
And we want to be successful. And if we're successful, we can do more. And
Right.
and we can build off that. So, there you go.
There you have
So
it.
we're going to start, like every week, we're going to start doing some news, a little bit of news. Are you okay there?
Sorry,
Now it's your turn.
I have too many fidget toys.
Now it's your turn. So we're going to do some news, and there's some interesting news this week. I got to say,
Yeah.
I think
this one I really love about
So-
because it reminds me of my sweet friend Frank.
Of course, our friend Frank Campagna, who's a producer at Sesame Street, and he probably maybe had a hand in this. I don't know, but Sesame Street is going to help kids with autism learn to wear face masks. And we said this at the beginning of the pandemic. We said, how is that going to work? how is it going to? You know, I think
did
I was
not know.
I was a little more optimistic than you were.
No,
But-
I was terrified because in my experience, Willie would wear a mask.
Yeah.
And Eddie would not. And
Right.
Eddie wouldn't even put it on for 2 seconds. And it was as if he understood suddenly the importance of it. And he was able to somehow figure that out. And I think because he went to camp and he saw all the peers doing it, and Teacher Judy and Teacher Aviva, they really encouraged him. But this is something that so many of our community is really having a tough time with, especially the kids who need more support. And it's very difficult. And, Julia is an amazing character. We all love Julia.
And I think they're incorporating into the show and on their website. So
well,
I think
that's what Frank was saying, is that the best part of Julia is not the Julia-centric episodes where it's all about autism, but the ones where Julia is just another kid who's incorporated into mainstream, segments where it's just another kid. She just happens to have autism.
And I think, in specific shows about COVID-related shows, they're trying to work in various ways of, how is this affecting the lives of people on Sesame Street. And so one video shows Julia going on a virtual play date with Elmo and practicing wearing a face mask, and during a video call with her dad, and learning to deal with the changes as she visits the park for the first time in a long time. And this is all kind of stuff that we do as parents with our kids.
Yeah.
I mean, there's pre-COVID and after COVID and during COVID. I guess we're not after COVID yet, but there's pre-COVID and during COVID. And I think, things are changing, things are different. And how are kids dealing with that? And I think bravo and kudos to Sesame Street for taking us on that journey and allowing our kids to kind of go with them and realize that they're not alone, that everyone's going through the same thing. So kudos Frank and kudos Sesame Street. So of course there's another terrible story that
I did not.
I'm kind of sandwiching this.
Yeah, I didn't.
But there's
this one.
and this happened in Florida. There's a school security officer at a Plant City elementary school was arrested after becoming violent with a 9-year-old with autism. And I mean, that's something that happens too much. Way too much.
Does it say, so he had an altercation with the kid and he was physical with him?
And became physical with the kid and was arrested. And that's all the news that's there yet. But I think that the teachers filed a report with the agency against the guy.
And it was a
security officer.
an in-person. They were doing in-person school.
Yeah.
At this.
God,
Yeah.
I'm really having a terrible time. What's going on?
What is wrong with you? This is what happens when you don't sleep.
I don't know.
When you have your
It
dog
is.
baby who keeps you up all
But
night.
that happens too much. You hear about all these difficult situations.
I'm telling you that
people
I would
react
be
in ways-
arrested if that happened to Eddie.
You would.
I would be arrested.
I think
because
I
I
would
would
too.
go
I
after
would
that
too.
guy physically.
I would too. I mean,
I
that's
couldn't. If somebody, I don't know what I'd
not
do.
a situation that anyone
I
wants
still
to be
don't
in.
understand why they don't have more videos in special education classrooms. I'll never understand that.
More. What do you mean more videos?
Like more video showing, so parents, especially in the
like what
really
it's
severe
like to be
classroom,
autistic or what it is to be autistic?
no,
No. What do you mean?
making sure that nobody abuses these
Oh,
children.
I think there are videos in classrooms, and I think
no, there really is not
really
enough. No,
Well-
especially in some of the, like I know there was another instance in a very severe classroom where
Uh-huh.
the kids were very severely impacted and they were being really abused, and they said there was no video cameras.
And was there?
There were no video cameras.
Okay.
But why, especially in those kind of classrooms?
I think. Well,
How do you-
it's
how do
probably.
you sleep at
there's
night?
probably some union issues with that, and I would think there's probably union issues with that. But I don't know. What do you think, Steve? Is there a union issue with that? Do you think? No, I don't know. Maybe we'll do some research on that and come back and talk about it.
Let's do that.
So this is interesting. We had a guest on a couple weeks ago, Lisa Alexander, and her son. Her son had been arrested for assaulting a police officer, and was treated in a very terrible way because he was black. But this is some legislation that is being passed in the same state, and it's actually a bill that's being introduced that will protect autistic individuals
From
if
being
they assault a police
prosecuted in
officer
the same way.
during
Yeah.
arrest. I think this is an interesting law because I think it'll make them take a look at it a little more closely. It'll probably increase education in programs like Kate Mobius's program. And
do they show a picture? I mean, are our listeners seeing that
No.
picture? Okay, because it shows a picture of a woman with probably an 8-year-old boy.
I doubt
I think
doubt
what
he's the one.
we have to figure out is how does that work when you have somebody like, did you hear Feda's show the other day where she was talking about how her son Mohammed, who is 6'2" and, a big guy, and a police officer approached her and said, "Oh, you can't smoke here." And Mohammed got between them, and the guy kept saying to him, get back. And she was able to de-escalate it, but this is a situation where he looks like a giant full-grown man.
Yeah.
So the 7-year-old boy that they just showed, that I could see them being able to be reasoned with, and I know that people are kind of, there's two sides to every story, and I know that self-advocates, a lot of them had not liked the idea of some autistic individuals wearing labels that are very clearly showing that they are autistic or they have whatever condition that they have.
Yeah.
And some autistic advocates didn't like that. Or if you are out there, tell me exactly what the word is. I don't want to misspeak, but on that same show, Frank was saying, he's all for that for his own son, who's big,
Right.
and
a lot of these kids are big. A lot of them.
And I think he was saying that it was more for the nonverbal kids that, somebody like Mohammed, who's very
right,
looks like a full-grown man.
Well, and I guess they're introducing this bill because they're saying that no kid should have their lives ruined by doing this, and by having this happen,
like our friend that was on
and getting
our
a
show.
felony charge and
long-term
So,
effects. Our friend that we spoke to, this is something that happened to her son almost a decade ago, literally a decade ago, and he is still being affected by having him, being on parole or being connected to that offense, which was completely not his fault.
So the bill was introduced by Democrats, and the original bill would have made it a misdemeanor for this to happen. And then they worked on it a little bit. I guess the Republicans got involved, and they said, no, that's too lenient. So let's work on this. And I guess now they're taking it as a case-by-case basis,
right?
And they're going to argue it in court. But it's interesting that they're thinking like this, and
exactly.
I think it shows progression. It shows progression.
But if it's case by case, then they're gonna say, well, this guy's, 25 and 6'2", so he should know better somehow because he's physically grown.
But we know the size that.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That concerns me that it's case by case.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So
you are such a weirdo.
This is a light story, and I'm putting this on because, this is an issue I think with
all many of us can relate to.
So many families are dealing with.
What
this
would
issue.
happen, honestly, in our house if we ran out of ketchup?
It would be a big problem.
It would be a huge problem.
But there's an autistic girl in, and I think this is, where is this? This is in Washington, I think. I don't know. No, I'm not sure where she is, but she's somewhere in the United States, and she eats one food, and guess what that food is? SpaghettiOs. So she only eats SpaghettiOs, and the pandemic struck, and the mother basically had a situation where there were no SpaghettiOs in the stores. And so what did her community do to help her? Basically, they bought as much SpaghettiOs as they could and delivered it to their doorstep. And
Aw.
she now is rolling in SpaghettiOs. It's like a scene from Tommy. Remember the movie Tommy where they?
I never
No,
saw
that was
that
baked
movie.
beans though. That was baked beans.
I never
but
saw that movie.
I always thought it was SpaghettiOs, but
It's SpaghettiOs with meatballs, though.
with me, it
I
has to
wonder
be
if
with
she. I was
meatballs.
going to say, I wonder if she would eat the plain version.
I
Probably
don't know.
not.
But I thought this story was very funny because
It's actually really wonderful because the community banded together to support this this little girl, and it's like the ketchup theory. I would put the call out.
no, but it's true. It's like our little one Eddie. He doesn't just use ketchup as a condiment. It's actually a part of his meal. It is, right?
If I let him. If I let him.
What do you mean if you let him?
I don't let him do that.
We buy a lot of ketchup, don't we?
We buy a lot of ketchup. I buy the organic, low sugar one.
But he loves ketchup. Loves ketchup. But I think all of our kids, a lot of our kids like a certain food, and they tend to kind of center on that food.
Yeah.
For Will, it's
Chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers, and a lot of our kids eat brown foods, and that's not a good thing. But I think that this community getting behind this woman and taking care of this woman during this very unprecedented time was a real kind of special story, and we wanted to share that with you. So there we go.
I like that story.
It's a nice story.
Yeah, it is.
It's a nice story. But that's all
I always thought SpaghettiOs, because Wolfie went through a phase. To me, they smelled like baby vomit. I've never tasted them, but the smell overwhelmingly is like baby vomit.
Well, I've had lots of baby vomit on me, and
I actually think macaroni and cheese smells like baby. I never understood how somebody could eat macaroni and cheese. It smells so gross.
Well, does it smell like baby vomit or does it smell like vomit?
It smells like there's something about.
Is that a good thing or a
I
bad
don't know.
thing?
I guess it remind me of babies.
So it was like
vomiting.
nostalgic for you. It was like,
no, it was not. It was not a good thing. It's like
that's a
if they were
wonderful vomit
sick.
smell.
No, especially the macaroni and cheese. To me, that smells like something like wrong. There's something very gross.
Well, I know you don't like macaroni and cheese.
I can't even stand the smell when it's being cooked.
Yeah. Well.
But I love liver and some things
Liver
do
and
fun.
onions.
And I love
You like liver
sardines
and
and
onions?
onions. I love things that most people find gross.
But see, I like that stuff too.
You like sardines and onions?
I'm equal
Never seen
opportunity.
you eat that.
I'll have, and I also will have mac and cheese, but not on a. Not.
I've never seen you eat mac and
I
cheese.
don't like it that much, but I've had mac and cheese that I've liked. I'll put it that way. I don't like mashed potatoes.
I love mashed potatoes.
I don't like mashed potatoes.
We're getting off topic.
We're way off topic. This is a strange show.
Mm-hmm. It's very zany. It has no rules. We have no rules.
We have no rules today.
Slept.
But we have another guest on,
Okay.
but he's not here yet. So
All righty.
what do we want to talk about? I think we should talk about what we're watching.
Okay. We'll go
gonna
back to our
invite you into
Halloween
our
minute.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't been watching anything in the last 4 days because if we even make a peep,
No, that's
her crate is in our bedroom.
it's
and I
literally
have
like,
the
yeah,
ambient sound going because she was raised on a farm.
It's a
and
tad
so
ridiculous.
The ambient sound is so loud. It's like
And there's
the
also
farm
some-
sounds and crickets and stuff.
And there's a little bit of music in there somewhere. And
Really?
It's got me going.
I'm
a little
surprised
bit.
you can even sleep through that. It's so
Yeah.
loud.
But I think we've been watching. What did we watch? We watched.
Well, Aviva
Succession,
introduced us to Succession,
which
which
is
you
great.
loved.
I really liked that. I thought that was wonderful.
I like that other. I love scary movies. I mean, I think people need to make more scary movies that are really good scary movies, like Ghost Story or I'm trying to think of another good scary movie that had a really good. Well, I thought the best
The Exorcist
series I've seen in a decade was The Haunting of Hill House
Oh, that was very good.
on Netflix. Was it on Netflix?
That was on Netflix.
I thought that was the best show.
And then
of the decade.
we were watching Black.
Yes,
There's a
it's
Korean
a Korean
drama
horror film that's amazing.
about like what
A girl who can see ghosts.
She
Oh no,
didn't know
no,
she
she can see if somebody's going to die.
Yeah.
She sees the black shadow of death around them.
And then there's also Death, who's walking around amongst us, and it's their kind of bizarre relationship
Yeah.
as they As they what? As they?
I don't know. I think
We're
they're
not far
they're
into it.
kind of gonna fall in love almost.
I think so.
It's weird. We're weird, but we love scary movies, and it's hard to find a good one. So if you have
So if you
some,
had, yeah.
I was gonna say we've probably seen every single one.
Seen most of them.
That you're gonna, but there's some classics. I know Shelby will agree with me. If Jaws is on, we'll watch it. It doesn't matter how many times we've seen it. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, you watch it every time.
That's one of my favorite films.
The Dead Zone, you can watch a million times. The Shining,
The Dead Zone.
The Exorcist. Still,
Walken.
I've seen The Exorcist probably 1,000 times. Every single time it scares me. Every single time I'm just as scared.
Well, we saw the new
first
version.
time.
There's a new version.
Yeah.
Like a director's cut or something like that.
No, it was a series. You're talking about the director's cut of The Exorcist.
And it's a new version.
Yeah.
And there's this crazy scene.
There's a scene.
Which, like, both of us were like,
we've never seen that scene before.
And it's her, like, coming down the stairs like a spider.
Yeah,
and
backwards.
It
was
the craziest
terrifying.
thing. I understand why they cut it out of the film. I get it. Because it was too
bizarre.
weird. It was just very bizarre. And,
I loved it. I mean, it was
Didn't
so
make much
shocking to see that because I know every minute of that movie, but it was terrifying.
All right. So what do we have coming up at the center this week?
This week, I forget what day of the week it is. Today's Friday. So tomorrow, Saturday, we have
Arts and
Crafts with Aviva. She's doing another sand. I'm not going to say, Shelby, what is Aviva doing tomorrow? Tomorrow we have Arts and Crafts with Aviva. And then Sunday we have Yoga with Shauna.
Yep.
And Yoga with Shauna, if you want to join, you do have to reach out to Shelby. Shelby at teafc.org. That's the short version.
And then you skipped one. Saturday night we have movie chat.
Oh yes, Saturday
movie chat with Chelsea.
It's a double feature. So tomorrow you also have to register, and it's a pain in the butt. But we've had so many of these creepy Zoom bombers. How do you say that? That unfortunately we have to be safe and make sure that our participants are safe. So you have to sign in with Shelby. And then Sunday we have Yoga with Shauna. And
Monday we have Music with Judy Langdon.
Music with Judy. Shelby's telling us that tomorrow Aviva's doing watercolor monster art on the Arts and Crafts. That sounds fun.
Nice.
Monday is amazing. Judy Langdon, the new Mr. Rogers, who happens to be an adorable girl. Judy Langdon, who's a music therapist and camp ed director.
Yes.
Tuesday we have Krista and I's mental health
check-in,
health and wellness check-in, and we're going to be talking to Dawn Hamilton, an amazing special needs parent. And I don't want to get her title wrong, but Dawn was just appointed to be one of the special education spokespeople for California.
And then
I don't want to get that position.
But she'll tell us on Tuesday. And then you'll also meet our dog on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday.
And Tuesday again. God, you keep forgetting.
I do.
The most incredible hip hop dance party, buddy.
Yeah.
Tuesday at 4:00 with Robin Olive, the amazing, incredible Robin. She's so amazing.
A lot of people are joining that. It's a lot of fun.
It's such a fun class. You do have to sign in for that class, but it is so much fun. Robin teaches you something new each week, but it's a dance party. It's a full hip hop dance party. So
a great time.
Our guest is in the waiting room, and actually let's bring Gary in Dr. Gary, because he is in the rain.
Yes, he's in the rain.
It's raining in Washington.
It's raining in Washington.
God, though, because rain is God's way of getting rid of those fires.
Gary.
Right?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you? I feel like we haven't.
Been a long day.
Oh man,
it's been a long day, and it's been forever since we've seen you.
I feel like we haven't seen you in a long time. Now Washington, though, Gary's drops by probably every other week to give us a little update on the COVID situation, because that's why we're all here every week and kind of in this virtual world. Gary, how are we doing? Washington State's doing fairly well right now, right?
It's doing okay. We've had some more uptake here in this county. We're seeing a few more. I think talking to some people here again, you're starting to look at complacency, which we've talked about. People get bored, so they go out. So you're going to see a few more cases on the rise. We're watching a lot of the other states and seeing a bunch that have really risen. So, like I said, I think it's going to depend on this flu coming up. We're going to start seeing that.
Yeah. Now, can you explain? Because I don't think the doctors on TV have been. I don't think they've been clear enough as to why we have to worry about the flu. Can you explain that? Can you explain why we have to worry about the flu? Why do we?
Yeah,
have to
and I
worry?
think we've talked about it. We've been talking about it at home. We're talking about it here at the clinic, and people are saying, "Well, you're looking in these other places right now where the flu isn't so prevalent," and it's pretty easy to see why. I mean, what are the precautions you take for the flu? Mask, gloves, washing your hands really well, and staying distance. So they're not seeing a huge influx of that at the moment. But if you let these precautions go, I think flu will be just like it is every year and be really bad. But the problem is we don't know yet how this COVID's going to mutate or what's going to change. And when you get COVID and your immune system's weak, the flu could kill you. Now, let's say you get the flu first, weakens your immune system. How devastating is COVID going to be to those people who get the flu?
Yikes.
So it's that, I think it's that cross-contamination we have to worry about.
Wow.
That's scary.
I hope people out there listening to that, because that's
is
a very
friggin'
sobering
scary.
statement.
That's very scary.
Well, and that's the biggest thing. I don't think a lot of people are looking at that yet because they're just focusing on one or the other. And like I think you and I talked about, Matt, and you were saying that one country that's already supposedly having the flu, it isn't that bad, and that's because we're all in precautions. But if you
Australia,
let that go, is it going to really spike?
And my concern, Gary, is how many people are going to break the rules, number one, on Halloween, and number two, on Thanksgiving.
Right.
I mean, Thanksgiving is not Thanksgiving without your family. And so there's going to be a lot of people who are saying, well, just this once, and it's very difficult to say no. And yet it could be the last Thanksgiving you ever have with your family.
Well, I think they're still
sounds
saying,
ominous, but
they're still saying that the majority of the spreaders now are young people.
Yeah, and asymptomatic. A lot of them are asymptomatic, and so they're not thinking about that. And I think that's what you're seeing in the schools. I mean, the ones that want to go back, and then they've had to close them down. We've seen a college do that, where they sent them back, and then all of a sudden they went, oh my gosh, we have this huge spike. Well, that's because one person who's asymptomatic may give it to somebody who turns not asymptomatic or takes it home to a very at-risk family member.
Right, and I was reading the other day that they're going to start playing college sports again. Did you see that?
Right. Yep.
I mean, I just don't understand it really. But
I mean, and I like it that I've seen a couple things they've talked about as far as like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and Times Square. They've already kind of canceled that and put those both virtual. I mean, if you look that up on the news right now, one of them came out. It's going to be the first time in 114 years that they haven't had it with everybody there. But that's a great idea right now until we know how this is going to play out. I think with this flu, let's get through flu season, see how it affects people, and then go from there.
So how are they going to do that virtually?
So they're doing, well, what I just read on the parade is that instead of having all the handlers for the balloons, they're still going to do the balloons, but they've got specially equipped vehicles to tow the balloons. The performers are going to be in other areas recorded over 2 days. And then like the marching bands and things like that are all separated. Everything's going to be just separated.
So it becomes a television production.
Yeah.
It's more of a television show. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Cool. All right. Well, and
everyone's had to flex.
No, everyone's changing. Yeah. Everyone's changing. All the events are changing. Events are becoming different. There was a Democratic town hall last week. That was a drive-in town hall meeting with Biden. I don't know if you looked at that. It's very interesting to see how people and events adapt to kind of be with the new times and stay safe. It's very
we just have to see how it goes. I mean, how is the flu going to hit this? And I think once we get that, we're going to know where this is all going to go. I mean, we got to get through a couple months, start seeing some flu swabs that are positive and say, okay, how is this affecting everybody around that?
Well, as always, food for thought, Gary.
Always.
Really, seriously.
Really, really scary food for thought,
Yeah.
though. Some of that.
No, but I mean, I think everyone has to really think about that.
Yeah.
And I know there are people who, who have issues with flu shots and all that. And, but I don't know. I don't know. It's very, very interesting times we live in.
And everybody's been talking about that, about getting the flu shot. People that haven't got the flu shot before are really talking about getting it this year. I think that's probably going to be a really good idea. The flu shot's going to be hopefully a little more potent, and maybe that will help those ones that are going to be immunocompromised to hold off the COVID if they come in contact with that as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I got some convincing here. So, yes. Gary, I know that
Gary's.
that's what I'm going to say. Yeah. So Gary's a big friend of the center. He's a friend of ours. He's just a terrific, unbelievable person,
and an amazing artist.
Good soul, an amazing artist who is, and we'll talk about that in a sec. But before we get to that auction, there's an auction going on right now that ends on the 30th. That you definitely want to check out. So if you're looking at this, go to pokerwithed.com and check out the auction there.
What I was going to say is there's some really beautiful pieces that Gary created for that auction. Gary.
For that auction.
Yes. Poker with Ed. McFly. Wake up.
Is that true?
Yes. It's okay. You guys.
I was going to say for the comic auction.
We're going to give him a break.
I've been sharing that, so hopefully we're getting.
Oh my God! Wait a minute.
Right. The beard is white. This is what happens.
This is what happens in life.
I'm here. I'm here.
Actually, there's some Gary Bilodeau shoes that are amazing.
An amazing surfboard.
And a surfboard.
It's okay, Gary.
Gary,
he's
apologize.
doing the best he can under
It's
the
all right. It's been a long few weeks.
The boat's leaking. The boat's leaking. So, Gary has some incredible things in the auction. Yeah. We have jerseys signed by Jack Black, by Harrison Ford, by Tom Hanks.
Winner, Clancy Brown.
Tom Hanks, by Clancy Brown. Mm-hmm. Clancy Brown's poker trophy signed by him.
First place trophy.
We have some trips. We have plush beds, some beds that are the most incredible beds you could ever have.
But I mean,
for incredible price.
Yeah, and there's we have a vegan bed, we have an organic bed.
They're all organic.
They're all organic, but one is vegan and one is a special cooling bed. So if you get sweaty at night,
I should get that. But
I'm still high bidder on 3 of those things, so somebody needs to beat me. So
right, on.
Get out there and outbid me.
Gary,
I'm going to bid this weekend, so I don't know what I'm going to bid on yet.
Well, that's the time to bid.
Yeah,
snipe.
I'm going to start sniping this weekend
too.
That's right. There you go.
Check it out. And I also want to say,
for somebody who asked me, Gary, are the Totoro sneakers a men's 10 or a woman's 10?
Men's 10.
Hey,
men's
there
10.
we go.
Ooh. Oh, dang it.
But
I was hoping you'd say women's.
I want to say that that Gary is also going to be involved in our comic auction, which starts on October 17th with some of the greatest artists in the comic field. I'm talking great artists, including Gary Bilodeau. But people like Neil Adams, Bill Sienkiewicz, Kevin Nolan, Brett Breeding. I mean, just a ton of incredible, stellar artists who have given their art to us. And Heritage is going to auction it off. It'll be a 2-week online auction. And then I think on October 29th, it'll be a live auction. And this is our 3rd year. And like when we started this, I thought, I don't know. We'll see how we do. But we had an incredible response from these such incredible, generous artists, and I can't be more excited. This is one of my favorite things to do every year.
It's your baby.
Tell you,
wouldn't you say?
It's just a lot of fun.
There's some amazing ones on there. I saw them from last year. They were really great.
And I'll tell you something. This is where I drop some of my money because I just love this stuff.
You
a
shouldn't
geek.
admit that to me.
Well, you know that I've got an office, like all the stuff hanging on my office.
I know.
So I love it. It's great. And I think you will love it too. It's just wonderful stuff. This year, even more so, a lot of covers this year. So that's coming up October 17th. And Gary, your work's going to be there too.
It'll be
For
fun.
Inktober,
It'll be great.
For Inktober. For Inktober.
I love that.
And so until we're going to say goodbye to you, Gary. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Don't catch a chill in the rain.
Get
Yes.
inside, dry off.
It's blowing.
Okay.
All right, guys, take care.
We love you, Gary.
Thank you.
Love you too.
And then we have the stuff that we just told you about this week, and I'm going to go take a nap. I think it's time for me to go to bed. I don't know. But anyway, we had fun with you today, and hope you had fun with us. All the antics, and we will see you again next week on Friday with a new show with special guests and lots of love. And
bye, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.
Keep your seatbelts fastened.
We know we ask a lot from our patron and support network, and we are always so grateful for your generosity. In these challenging times, it's even harder to raise the funding we need to serve our community and achieve our goals. So we're always looking for new ways to maintain our revenue without adding additional burdens to our supporters. Today, we're excited to share a great opportunity that can really help our community and requires no additional out-of-pocket from you. We've partnered with the Liberty Company Insurance Brokers and their Liberty Cares program. Liberty Cares is simple. You already make monthly payments for your insurance needs, whether it's auto, home, or for your business. For every line of insurance you move to Liberty, they will donate 25% of the commissions they receive on your policies back to our cause. And under this special partnership arrangement, that donation will come to us again and again every year you keep your policy with Liberty. Often, you'll be able to move your insurance into this program simply by signing one form. It's that easy. The Liberty Company is one of the nation's largest insurance brokers, and they've won a number of recognitions for their excellent operations and workplace culture, so you can rest assured that you will be well taken care of. If you would like to learn more about how this new partnership with Liberty can help turn your insurance dollars into much-needed funds for our community, please visit libertycompany.com/libertycares or shoot them an email at libertycares@libertycompany.com. And please be sure to let them know that you're part of our community so that they will credit the benefit of your policies back to our organization. Your ongoing support is much appreciated, so thank you in advance.